Good evening to all. How's everybody doing? We are live from Tijuana, Mexico. The time it is 3:47. It is the 7th of May. Today it is the 7th of May. Let me see the comments right here. I don't see the comments. Um, Hold on right here. I think I see the comments. Yes, good evening to everybody. No, I don't want to share that. I will get right now in the news. I don't want to share that. Why are you putting that online? Well, I'll get right into it. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue for Real America's Voices. We are live from the port of entry of El Chaparral in Tijuana, Baja California. Behind me is the pedestrian port of entry. A lot of you guys have seen me right here giving the news of the migrants. It is closed, as you see right here. This is where they used to camp out, but that is not the news that we're trying to bring you as we speak right now. It is breaking news. The KUSI Fox News from the part of San Diego, California, just released a statement, and it is quite, disturbing, and it is quite sad. But ultimately, we knew that this was bound to happen, and we knew that this was happening. We have studied immigration and the illegal immigration for so many years. We knew that this was going to be one of the consequences of the open border policies of Joe Biden. So San Diego Fox KUSI just informed that the three on duty U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers, they are accused of allowing vehicles with undocumented individuals to pass through their lanes into the United States without inspection at the San Isidro Port of Entry. There are multiple charges for them. Farles Almonte, of 38 years of age. From San Diego, Ricardo Rodriguez, of 34 years of age. And also Kairi Estefania Quiñones, of 31 years of old, of Imperial Beach, California, have all been charged with conspiracy to bring aliens for financial gain, and bringing aliens for financial gain, aiding and abetting the U.S. Department of Justice. This is just breaking news for everybody that is watching. So three CBP Border Patrol, CBP agents from the United States of America, Customs and Border Protection, they were arrested and they were detained for conspiracy of illegal aliens coming into the United States of America. There's a lot of things that I would like to discuss about this. First and foremost, what is the consequence of this? Why did this happen? It is because of the open border policies. It is because of the huge amounts of money that is being provoked and it is being thrown out there to these customs and border agents. But the most amazing thing about this that I would like to say, it is the audacity of the cartel, the power that they have right now, how much they have infiltrated the United States Customs Agency. That is completely aggravating, completely dangerous, and a major concern for the current administration of the United States of America. Why? Because they were basically aiding and abetting in illegal aliens or illegal individuals to come and smuggle through their vehicles. As the informative report says, that these customs agents, they were actively working and informing the cartel or informing the smugglers at what time they were operating in their vehicle ports of lanes, the vehicle ports of entry lanes. This is completely aggravating because it can pivot and you can say that it was not only illegal aliens, it could have been also trafficking of synthetic drugs and trafficking of fentanyl, trafficking of cocaine, that it was being allowed tons and tons of this kinds of, tons and tons of this kinds of trafficking through this particular lanes and through the particular ports of entry. What is the consequence? It is just because you have an open border, people, and because you have these open border policies, you provoke this to happen. And you provoke this, that is not the first time a lot of these border patrol agents, they have been offered so many quantities in millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars for them to work for the organized crime. This tells you that the organized crime and the cartel himself, this is nothing new, but it's aggravating to say that it's continuing, that they possibly have particular intel inside of the administration or inside of the federal institution of the Customs and Border Patrol Agency, and how many more officers were involved and are involved still with this, trafficking and this smuggling of individuals through non-ports of entry. Now, let's go to the other topic. If these people and if these individuals, they were trafficking and they were being trafficked to the United States of America or smuggled into the United States of America, let's say the two scenarios, smuggled into the United States of America, unattended, unvetted, unseen, these are the most dangerous individuals that I can possibly say as my experience. Why? Because the other ones, they cross the border illegally, they go to a non-port of entry, they lift their hands and they say, asylum, yeah, I'm right here, I want to deliver myself to the authorities. These are potential, as you say, payout gotaways. These people, they pay huge amounts of money to be smuggled to a particular vehicle port of entry, to not be seen, and ultimately, if they do not want to be seen and they do not want to be identified, guess why it is the reason? It is obvious. The reason why it is because possibly they have a violent background, possibly they have, potential terrorists coming into the United States of America, or possibly they just do not want to be identified, and they have the huge and quantities amount of money to pay a custom border patrol agent, to pay the cartel that already arranged the entrance into the United States of America to basically get smuggled and to enter the United States. So the three border agents, they're young, they're in their early 30s. The three of them that they were arrested, they are detained. Right now, they are under investigation. So the other situation that I want to mention, it is what the Trump administration needs to deal with also. This is the other situation of what the Trump administration also needs to deal with that is aggravating, that is the interior corruption of these institutions. How much corruption it is inside of these institutions, God knows how much. Nobody knows how much corruption it is, and nobody knows how much the cartel has penetrated and how much the cartel has infiltrated into these institutions that they are so delicate, that they are extremely important for the security of Americans in the border and also for the security of Mexican nationals. We don't know how much they have infiltrated these organizations. And that is the other fight that the Trump administration right now, it is ultimately fighting. Give it a like to the video, share the video, like the video, hit that bell button on YouTube, hit that like button on Facebook, and also hit that, hit that like button also on X, as we are live right now on X. Also, we are in the pedestrian port of entry of El Chaparral in Tijuana, Baja California. Behind me, it is where, you cross the United States walking, and is where people also cross out to enter into our city of Tijuana. So that is the other aggravating thing. Talking about, how aggravating it is for what the administration, and the administration right now, the Trump administration, you can say that it's frustrated because they're not executing the mass deportations as they wanted to because of the judges and all of these things that are happening, but also the interior corruption that possibly it is not only on this institution itself, on the CBP, it is also possibly on the Border Patrol Agency, the interior corruption in there. It is also possibly in ICE, the interior corruption in there, because there has been also, speculations that there's, a lot of agents that they do not want to do their jobs because they were accustomed to just be an Uber for the migrants, and they were accustomed to just move back and forth in several situations, and they were not accustomed to go out and to be cops, basically to go and do their jobs. And this is going back to law and order, and the Trump administration, it is having a lot of, difficulty to basically execute what they wanted to execute and what they were basically, expanding the information on mass deportations. 3 agents, sadly, of the United States of America involved in, trafficking of humans, in conspiracy of allowing individuals to come in illegally, being paid out. Ultimately, the cartel was paying them through these CBP agents. It is obvious that they were being paid by the cartel, these 3 border agents that they were being paid. The 3 of them in their early 30s, arrested, now detained, and they are under investigation now for conspiracy of illegal aliens coming illegally into the United States of America. How many did they cross? How many times that they were working, how much time they were working. They don't know. The investigations are profound. The investigations are going more than just, one intent. Apparently, they have been being on the watch, for quite some time, and the agents have been operating for quite some time. Also, with this illegal process of illegal aliens being smuggled in the back of vehicles or being smuggled through a vehicle and being allowed inside of the United States of America through a vehicle port of entry line. That is the most aggravating thing about this. That a lot of people were complaining about the gotaways that they were basically being smuggled through a mountain, or the gotaways that they were jumping a border wall, or the gotaways that they were swimming across the Rio Grande River. This is not a gotaway that basically it was swimming across or jumping a wall. This was a gotaway that it was basically allowed by a CBP Border Patrol CBP agent to enter the vehicle ports of entry and enter the country of the United States of America. And now they are arrested, and now they're being under investigation. Sad to say that. It is extremely sad. Justice needs to be brought into these particular individuals. There's a lot of internal corruption. That's what we have heard, that there's a lot of internal corruption right now in these institutions, as it is, as CBP, as it is, ICE. There's a lot of corruption going on right now, and these speculation of a lot of corruption inside of these institutions. Well, the good thing is that they're getting cleaned up, and one of the things is that these kind of situations, they need to be exposed. As I have said many times before, consequences need to be put out on the table. This is one of the consequences, showing the American public that there was interior corruption, and there was, people that they were being paid out by the cartel and by the organized crime. And these are CBP agents. This is the aggravating thing about it, that how much intel the cartel in Tijuana, or the organized crime in Tijuana, has over the border agency or their CBP agency. That's the aggravated thing about it. Talking about how the border agents expose themselves on the other side of the border wall, and they're exposed to threats, and they're exposed to all of this. Now, there's the other threat of these border agencies that I was so concerned about, because in Mexico, we already know that a lot of the agents, or a lot of police officers, they're corrupt. And a lot of them, they're involved with the organized crime, and a lot of them, they're involved with the cartel. And the citizens of Mexico, we have this saying that you see a police officer behind your vehicle, and you don't feel safe. You feel that you're going to be threatened, or you feel you're going to be persecuted, or you feel you're going to be stopped unjust, in a way that is not fair, unfairly. And this is possibly a situation that it can refer, and hopefully it will not grow into a place that if more people are going to get exposed. Sadly, if it is like that, it has to happen. But hopefully, for the institutions of CBP in the United States of America, hopefully it hasn't been infiltrated and it hasn't been penetrated by the cartel, as we are seeing, and as has been discovered right now with this breaking news. It is three CBP border agents were just currently arrested, and they are detained. They are being investigated, for a conspiracy to smuggle illegal aliens, aiding and abetting illegal aliens to cross into the United States of America. Let me just remove right here something on the. Let me flip the camera so I can just show you right here where am I located. Let me just flip the camera right here, as I'm going to remove some link that is bothering me right now. Settings right here, camera right here. Let us go to the front camera, back camera right there. So meanwhile, you guys are watching. We are located right here in the. We are located right here in the pedestrian port of entry of of and the pedestrian port of entry of El Chaparral in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm trying to see the comments, but apparently I see only a referral, and this is what is bothering me. And I don't know why I see this shared link, referral link. So bad. Annoying. Completely annoying. But let me flip the camera back. Apologize for that. There we go. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much. I was trying to remove a link that is in the comment section. I was trying to look what are the comments right now in the comment section. So I will look at the comment section, and I will again, look at the other phone in the comment section. As I'm trying to see, there's a link right there stuck in the phone, so I cannot see the comment section. Let me just get some Wi-Fi right here, so I can answer your comments and I can answer your questions. I bet that there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of comments. I would like to answer all your questions. Whew. Let's see right here if I can pivot and troubleshoot this right here. And I want to answer all your questions right now. Let me just get these going right here. This YouTube. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Breaking news: 3 CBP officers were arrested in the port of entry. 3 CBP officers that used to work in the port of entry of San Isidro. They were arrested for conspiracy of smuggling illegal aliens through their vehicle port of entry lanes. That is the breaking news for everybody that is watching. Let me just go right here to the comment section. What the hell is this? There's a link. Don't put attention to the link. I will look at the questions in the comments. And our judges are fighting them. Yes. Hello to Sacramento. Were they Hispanic? It doesn't matter. They were. My God. My God. What a comment. Oh my God. When are people going to learn? Were they Hispanic? Doesn't matter. Aren't you in the country of the land of the free and the home of the brave? Aren't you in the country that everybody's equal under the eyes of God? Aren't you in the country that you're complaining about this race situation and you're completely aggravated and exhausted of people only blaming everything on race, on color of the skin? Aren't you in that country? What does it matter if they were Hispanic, if they were Black American, if they were white American? What does it matter? They were CBP agents. They were there to serve the country, and they were under oath to protect the border of the United States of America. These kind of questions, they fuel me, man. They're like, we're not growing. We're not growing as human beings. We are not growing. And somebody's saying it matters. It doesn't matter. Because if it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. They were your CBP Border Patrol agents. They were your CBP patrol agents. My God, these are this really gets me completely fueled, man. Because this is the level of incompetence of some individuals, that they are the ones that they're complaining about consequences. They are always complaining that people are blaming it on race, that they're blaming it on ethnicities, that they are blaming it on entities. And this is, let's leave the race card alone. Let's leave this alone. And when then 3 CBP patrol agents from the United States of America, they're arrested, the first question is, were they Hispanic? It's just unbelievable. How many American-born work Mexican border? I don't understand your question, Sheriff YouTube. I don't understand your question. You folks know that Amish white families live in Tijuana, Mexico. Yes, they live over here. Open your eyes, don't be woke. No, you're the one that is being woke. I'm sorry. Your comment is completely woke. You're part of the woke agenda. You're just trying to just blame somebody because of the entity of the identity of their color. These people are the CBP agents. They serve the United States of America. You're the one that is woke. I'm sorry. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. These kind of individuals, they're completely disgusting. These kind of comments. Let me just hold on a minute. This is just man. My God. These are the kind of people that they are. That they are completely ruining the whole transformation of leaving the race card alone. This is the disgusting part of it. The disgusting part of it. But we need to understand that there's a huge problem. Let's pass through this situation. Let's pass through this comment, and let's see the reality of the problem. The reality is the most aggravating problem is how much the cartel and the organized crime has penetrated the authorities of the United States of America. This is the most aggravating thing about it. Why? Because if they have infiltrated so much the agency inside of the United States of America, it will tell you that is a concern. It is a major concern right now for the authorities to investigate and to clean the house. Why? Because there's a lot of corruption, and there's also has been an agent in the Border Patrol Agency that in El Paso was arrested for allowing illegal aliens to cross to these certain particular unattended points in El Paso. I'll read, Oscar, another random racist question from those who don't know. What is the random question? God says either save money or God. God is good. I have faith. We all need to get the Lord. Yes. Don't let the knuckleheads make you lose focus. No, they're not making me lose focus. It's just unbelievable that on it's the year 2025. The Trump administration, it is tackling a huge problem. It is tackling a gigantic problem. And the gigantic problem is what the Biden administration has left before. It's an enormous corruption, what they have left. I'm not talking about small corruption. I'm talking about gigantic corruption. A lot of corruption they have left behind. And this is what they have done. The open border policies of Joe Biden have caused so much harm to the Border Patrol agencies, to the custom agencies, to the military, to the police officers, to the sheriffs, to the people that they serve the country. They have caused so much harm. And because of that, there's a lot of corruption and there's a lot of money involved. And the border agents are so tempted to touch it and to just, the boldness of the cartel. Let me just tell you, the boldness of the cartel, the audacity to have, to approach a CBP agent and to approach a Border Patrol agent and to make them, feel that you have the opportunity to make money of your lifetime. It is incredible. Now, let me touch another topic, and I will walk right here for you guys to see. How's everybody doing? Buy me a coffee is right there for people that want to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. Buy me a coffee. It is right there. You see the military right here on the back. Right there, there's the military vehicle. You see it right there? Right there on the back. There's the military vehicle right here on the back. Why we have so much violence in the city of Tijuana? Yes, yesterday there was a corpse that it was found in a trash bag. And also there was a human head that it was found on a lighting post. Both of the dismembered bodies, they were found with cartel banners directed to the opposition cartel. What has the Trump administration done that has, a consequence? It is not the fault of the Trump administration. Ultimately, as the Mexican government, that they don't know how to take care of this enormous problem that we have of insecurity and violence. But because of the Trump administration has closed our borders, and illegal migration has completely stopped entering the country, the cartel has pivoted again to what they were known for, to the violence, to the extortion, to the kidnapping, to the killings, and also to the internal distribution of narcotics, as it is internal distribution in neighborhoods, as cocaine and fentanyl. They had pivoted back to that. So because of that, the level of violence has increased in communities and cities and also in states. In the city of Tijuana, the level of violence has increased. But let me just give you some statistics that is just for you to say and for you to understand how much the change of the Trump administration pushing the Mexican government to do something about it. When the Trump administration came into office, more than 758 laboratories have been dismantled under Claudia Sheinbaum's government. that it means because of the Trump administration pushing the Mexican government, they have dismantled hundreds and hundreds of laboratories which they were making methamphetamine and also making fentanyl. More than 13,000 cartel violent members distributing these drugs and ultimately the purpose of working with the organized crime have been arrested. That is a huge, huge, huge number. 13,000 under Claudia Sheinbaum's government. Now, has it been enough? No, it hasn't been enough. Has this resolved the problem? Of course, it hasn't been resolved the problem. What do I say and what do I believe that it needs to be done? What it needs to be done, stop with this, extradition and extraditing all of these, little kingpins or cartel kingpins or cartel bosses that they want to extradite into the United States of America. Of course, arrest them and extradite them. But also the number one priority is to extradite and to arrest and to expose the dirty politicians that they're allowing this war to continue in Mexico. Those are the ones that they need to be arrested. Those are the ones that they need to be persecuted. Those are the ones that they're allowing it. Those are the ones that they need to be exposed. And that the Trump administration needs to focus. They need to pressure the Mexican government. Right now, what this has done, the exposure, complete exposure of this administration and the complete, the complete violence, and also the exposure of the narco government of Morena, the political party of Claudia Sheinbaum. The right-wing political party has been on a rise. It has been completely exposing and continuously being bold and going after the government of Claudia Sheinbaum to expose them for what they have been doing. And the letter that they, for the first time ever in history, in the White House, in the United States of America, they wrote a letter saying that the government of Mexico, it is in cahoots with the organized crime and the cartel. Is it a lie? No, it's not a lie. All of us, we know about it. All of us, we know that it's true. But why it got exposed into this point? Because it is a reality, and they needed to be pushed like that, and their buttons need to be pushed like that for them to start doing their job. And look what they have done. 758 laboratories have been dismantled, and more than 13,000 delinquent bandits have been completely arrested, that they were distributing and causing violence inside of all interior cities around the country. And now you see operations like this. You see military on top of the vehicle, with the armed, long 50 caliber weapon. Also, you see military right here guarding the border patrol, guarding the border right here in the parts of Tijuana. Now they're sending operations and special operation forces to cities that there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of delinquents, like it is in Tijuana. Like I just told you, just yesterday, there was a human corpse that it was dropped on a trash bag, on the east side of the city. Then it was a human head that it was dropped on the top of the post, on a lighting post on the east side of the city. So this tells you the level of aggressiveness that the cartel is having. But ultimately, it tells you that why they're pivoting, why there are this certain violence. And we talked about this. We said to all of you, the decrease of level of human trafficking, it is going to have an effect. And what is the effect that it was going to have? The effect was going to be this, that the cartel was going to start having interior wars, like the war that is going on in Culiacan that we went over there 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, around a month ago. Ben Bergquam and myself, we went over there to broadcast and to bring you the reality of this war, on how it hasn't stopped the war between los Chapitos and los Mallitos, these two cartels from Sinaloa that they have been aggressively fighting in the state of Culiacan for more than 8 months. And the government has been completely inoperative and completely incompetent to stop this war. Why they haven't stopped this war, why they haven't sent the military and forced this war to stop? Because they have said that this war, they need to resolve it themselves. Imagine the government of Mexico saying that this war of the cartel needs to be resolved by themselves. So basically you're saying that the security of the citizens of Culiacan, that the security of that state relies when they want to finish the war and when they want to come back and say, oh, we're done, we're enough, so everybody can go back to their normal activities. We won, we're done. Like, amazing what is happening. So this, it refers to nothing, really. Now, everything is connected. Everything, it is all connected. Now, if you go to right now to this breaking news that I just told you, 3 border agents that have been arrested and ultimately that they have been uh, that three border agents that they were arrested in the vehicle port, in the vehicle port of entry of San Isidro, right here in Tijuana. These border agents that were arrested for the conspiracy of allowing illegal aliens to be smuggled into their vehicle lines where they were operating. What do I mean? So the vehicle port of entry, it is a long line of vehicles trying to cross to the United States. When you get to the post or this cubicle, you have to show your identification, passport if you're a U.S. citizen, resident card if you are a U.S. resident, or work permit or tourist visa or all kinds of other documents to let you cross into the United States. What these corrupt CBP agents, what they were doing, it is allowing them to enter without being identified, which is completely dangerous. Why? Because these individuals were paying a lot of amounts of money. You're talking about with that the speculation of how much the cartel charges for them to cross them, being untouched to the vehicle port of entry. The speculation is that between $20,000 to $25,000. That is how much you can pay. So imagine if you're an individual who has that amount of money. Forget about the migrants that they're crossing massively and amounts of massively through non-ports of entry, to the Rio Grande River, to the open border gaps in Arizona, open border gaps in Texas, Jamul and Jacuba to California. Forget about that. Pay attention to these individuals that have the amount of quantities and money to pay between $20,000 to $25,000 to cross smuggled in through a vehicle that the CBP agent knowingly knows that that individual, it is going to cross it in a specific amount of time, at a specific timing, at a specific amount. So imagine if that individual, do you think that that individual is coming for asylum? Do you think that individual is coming for refugee? Do you think that individual has good intentions to cross to the United States of America as he paid possibly amounts and thousands of dollars to cross illegally to the United States, corruptibly being part of a big trafficking ring that involves CBP agents? Completely concerning. This is completely concerning for the American audience because it will tell you what kind of individuals they were possibly smuggled between these three CBP agents that they were allowing. I don't even know how many hundreds. I don't even know if there was a quantity of 10, 20. I don't even know how many thousands possibly they are allowed to cross to the United States of America. The question mark, I will leave it right there for you guys to figure it out. But the other side of the story, it is the interior corruption that this will cause and how much the cartel has so much power that now the cartel has so much power that they have penetrated and possibly infiltrated these three agents to know the intelligence and to possibly bring more agents into the trafficking game, or possibly no intelligence of how the CBP operates in this particular port of entry. It is extremely, extremely dangerous what just happened right now. And hopefully they will investigate profoundly of these three agents that they were smuggling quantities, possibly hundreds, or we don't even know how many being allowed into the United States of America. Buy me a coffee. It is right there pinned in the chat for people that want to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. Next week is going to be extremely busy, so I appreciate your support. Next week, we're going to document and we're going to go around the whole state to document some other also atrocious activities as mass graves, and also investigate other illegal and illicit activity that is happening, and how the security of the border, because of the Trump administration, how is that, having an effect in the Mexican government. It has been inoperative and also incompetent to lower down the killing spree and lower down the violence and the homicides in the city of Tijuana, which is now by the Mexican president categorized as the most violent city in the country of Mexico. They sent a special forces task force over here to try to secure it, to try to do something about it. But, amazingly, it hasn't decreased, as I just told you just yesterday. And you can see this video on my report in the platform of X. You can go and see it. I released a report right there. There was a corpse that it was left on the east side of the city of Tijuana, inside of a trash bag. And also there was a human head that it was left in a lighting post. That this is the atrocious, and these are the crimes that the cartel is committing right here in the city of Tijuana. But this is what makes them stop from categorizing them as terrorists. Why the Mexican government is not allowing help from the American military? Well, it is against our Constitution, most first and foremost. But second of all, it exposes more the level of corruption that coexists in the Mexican government because they have the utensils, they have the tools, they have the military, they have the men to combat this. But why they're not fighting it? Because the ones that they are on top, the ones that they hold the spider web, but the ones that they hold the decisions to go after them, they're saying no, stop, do not do anything, stop, do not stop them, do not arrest them, do not dismantle, do not attack. They're saying that. So those are the ones that they need to be exposed. Those dirty politicians, that is the real cartel. That is the cartel that it needs to be exposed. That is the real cartel that it needs to be extradited to the United States and to be investigated inside of the United States. I will look at your comments. Thank you so much. In Mexico needs a president like Bukele. Karen Bond, you have a question. Can you tell us about the tunnels? Don't put yourself in danger. Baja California has the most biggest quantity of tunnels in the whole state, Baja. So it has a lot of tunnels right here, and all of them, they have been discovered and they have been shut down. And still, the government of the United States of America has put blocks of cement in the middle, in the bottom of them, and blocked them with a huge wall in the bottom, so they will not be operative anymore. And also, they have, radars and systems and radars and GPS locators like that for heat sensors, so you will detect that people are coming close to the middle parts of the tunnel. Let me see more questions. Sometimes the agent just waves me and without checking anything. Well, this is part of, and Tijuana Border Jumper, you know about this. This is part of the situations, the agents, they randomly pick whoever they want to inspect, and they randomly pick whoever they want to let cross. So, this lets you know that a lot of the times it is their preparation to identify and to know if that guy, crosses daily, if he's a U.S. citizen, and says, this guy just goes to work. This guy just, does this, and he's a normal guy. I've checked him so many times. But, it is the preparation of the agent to say, and it's upon his decision to say if he wants to check you or not. Great reporting, Oscar. Thank you so much, Miss Justin Aker. Thank you so much. God bless your dear heart. Was a large 10-year-long migrant child smuggling operation busted out of LA 2 to 3 months ago? Yes, I saw that. There were Guatemalans that they were smuggling massively into the United States of America. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm checking your comments and I'm checking your questions. If people want to ask questions, I have to leave. I'm going to be doing a hit with Mr. Grant Stinchfield right now. So I have to leave like in 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm answering really quick your questions. Open carry in Mexico. Oof, I wish. Oh my God, I wish so much that we had that ability and we had that possibility to open carry. There's so many restrictions. And so many restrictions, for basically for us to have open carry. Behind me, it's not the you don't see the agents anymore. You see an operation right here on the back. I will go live right now. After I go live with Grant Stitchfield, I will go live at Instagram also to bring the information to Instagram and to bring it to all of you guys. I will do it in Spanish. I'm just doing it in English right now. So again, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining in. And Buy Me a Coffee is right there for your support. Thank you so much. Next week it is going to be busy. We're going to try to go to different parts of the state and investigate, some of the mass graves that they have been discovered where the cartel massively operates and it drops bodies as, things that people think, oh, you can only see it in a movie. It is a reality. It is the way it is, and it is the way that it has been happening. Be safe. Come and try to floness from your cuff. Yes. Well, I will go to Facebook to see the comments. Let me see on Facebook if we have some comments. Um, I just came out from my bronchitis, so that's why I have that, that annoying cough. But I will go to Facebook. Man, Facebook. You know what? Facebook. It's, and I will say this, and I'll be blunt for everybody that is watching Facebook. Uh, I'm about this close to not go live there in that platform. I have 105,000 followers, and I only have 21 people that are being notified. It is kind of ridiculous. uh, let's go to the comments section right here in Facebook. Steve Gardner is doing good, Oscar. Hope you are doing great. Thank you so much. Caddy Baker says, thank you, Oscar. Please stay safe. Tammy Cooper says the corruption is being exposed finally. Yes, Tammy. Yes, and it's being exposed into a level, into a platform that now CBP agents are being exposed. It is sad to say it because you think that, a lot of the times, I have said this so many times before. I said it years ago when I started broadcasting about the border. We as border people, we know that there's a lot of corruption inside of the border agencies. And I said it so many times, but I got attacked by the American audience like, no, you're lying. This is your people. And I'm like, no, it is actually a reality. And now, sadly, it is openly being exposed. And I think that it needs to be exposed because I've said so many times that consequences need to happen. And these are the kind of consequences that people are waiting, like accountability for the mass illegal migration that happened and for so many people that they got smuggled without nobody knowing that they were being smuggled. So, yeah. I will go right here to the comment section in Facebook. It says, Carol Stanley Bond, it doesn't matter the color, sex, religion, etc. You're exactly right, Oscar. It's always sickening. Well, yes, I get annoyed when people start immediately saying, if these agents were from the United States, if they were white, I will give it a pass. But if they were Hispanic, we got a problem. Like, it doesn't matter. This is the problem. I was raised upon a generation that color, it doesn't matter. Color was not even an issue. People that made an issue about a color, it is this generation of crystal. People that they were born in the 2000s or late 90s, or maybe on the 2000s and some fraction. These are the people that they're making color an issue. I don't have a problem with color. If an agent was arrested and he was white, Black American, Filipino, Hispanic, Latino, whatever it was, he was representing the flag of the United States of America. He was representing, the government of the United States of America. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter the color of the skin. It matters that you were violating it unconstitutionally. You were doing something wrong to your country that you were supposed, and under your oath, you were protecting your country. So for me, that is the main issue. For me, the color issue, it's not an issue. I have a bunch of friends that they're Black, a bunch of friends that they're white, a bunch of friends that there are all kinds of entities. I don't care. I have walked that I have the experience to say, and I have the experiences on hand. I have walked with all kinds of people from all parts of the world, and I have got to know all kinds of people with all kinds of the world. So God bless you guys. Stay safe. Thank you so much for joining in. Buy me a coffee. It is right there. Thank you so much. Stay safe. We will see each other soon. If you guys want to go and see Grant Stinchfield live tonight, go over there. I'm going to be live in a few seconds. God bless you guys. Stay safe. And like we always say, God's plan, it is our mission. God bless you.